As I'm checking myself out here, I mean, handsome son of a bitch, but I got a little bit of a Catholic priest thing going on here. Thank God for the hair, man. I don't think they let priests have rat tails. I don't know if that's illegal in the priesthood. Don't they call that? But anyways, let's get going. Here we are with part two of Mexico. We ended in 2019. We're going to pick up in 2020, and little did we know that everything was about to get dumped on its head shortly after this run. I mean, perhaps you could blame it on that Shafty from night two. Night one, this was the beginning of the 4 day runs, and the first day just had one big long welcoming set, I guess they say it is. And February 20th, 2020 was that first set, and it came out strong with a ghost, a free. The free got its own video the other day. There was also a MoMA dance, which seems to be a regular down there. Got a Jaboo, not a regular. And then I believe the Mexico debut and the first time I really started to get down with Beneath a Sea of Stars, one of the highlights of the night, along with Jaboo, YEM, also I believe Encored, if you want to call it an encore for one set. So for overall, and I do really remember enjoying those just one long sets. It's kind of cool. Only one night of that. So then we get on to the 21st, night two, and then that was the Shafty night. You know, we got Shafty and Plasma. We got Bathtub Gin and Shafty. Trey mentioned that every room had a hot tub, so perhaps that was hot tub gin. No reason to need to take a bath, man. You got the ocean right there. You got a hot tub in your room. Always wanted it this way. Seems to be a big hit down in Mexico. Piper again here on night two. You know, it seems to be a hit everywhere. It's not just a Mexico thing, man. Piper, East Coast, West Coast, south of the border, probably in Canada. It's just gonna storm the place every time Piper is. All right, so then we get on to night three, another great first set. Seems like always in Mexico, there's one night where the first set is just a burner. Fishman came out in a suit apparently this night. I don't remember that. I'm just basing this off my own video. He drops the suit, gets down to his underwear. They bring him out their traditional wardrobe. Tube, once again, you know, I think this was 2 times in a row, 20 and then in 22, where Tube was probably one of the highlights. Waves, of course, always going to be great. Harry Hood, kind of like Piper. Not always, though. Maybe not as consistent as Piper. Ooh, that's a controversial statement. Harry Hood's kind of come back strong. I feel like it had a little bit of downtime, though. Leading up to the pandemic, it was real strong. I don't know. Back on the train, Passing Through. I kind of forgot. You know, they did that just a couple of times with Passing Through. But, man, that was a really good... really good song to play around with. In this case, it was Back on the Train into Passing Through. I think they did something like... you know, whatever it was, a moment, you know, back on the train, passing through, back on the train. They did that somewhere, something like that. You know what I mean? They played around with Passing Through a little bit. I wish they would bring that back. And then once again, just like back in 2019, I guess it was, the final night includes a big giant encore. Not as crazy as 2019, but another big encore here on the 23rd. So now we move on to the most recent run, 2022, just a year ago. And what a year it was. You know, what a run it was. I commented in the, I believe, night 4 that I thought this was the best of the Mexico runs. Who knows? Maybe there was some recency bias there. I had just finished listening to it. I commented that, look, this is not the same band that we heard in 2019. Certainly not the same band from 2020 Mexico, really. But once again, Tube delivers. Piper delivers. You know, this was back-to-back Mexico runs where Tube was one of the big hits. The night one, the welcoming set, Dave Matthews comes out, joins the band for the encore. Night two had a 4-song second set. That's kind of all you really need to know. But there was also the first set, you know, while it maybe wasn't as great as the second set, which included just 4 songs, it's a guaranteed ringer. That's a ringer right there, man. A song I heard the Ocean sing being one of them. Friend of the channel, Andrew Duddy, recently mentioned, like, yeah, I wish they'd bust that song out. Sometimes I'm like, man, that's just got such '04 vibes. Maybe it belonged back there, you know? When I hear that song, I picture Trey, and it's not a great time. But, you know, he's right. Maybe it should be brought back. You know, maybe that's just me and my bad memories from '04. It certainly can deliver, and just the song just seems like it's just made for them to jam out, right? Doesn't have to be in Mexico. I mean, there's other times they play near an ocean. They could do it there. What about in Charleston? Normally they're indoors. Wolfman's Brother was big in the first set on night 3, February 26th. Sense and Subtle Sound, Set Your Soul Free, unfortunately. Gets a little notation. Paige McConnell playing around with some sounds. Beneath the Sea of Stars, once again, big on night 4. Harry Hood, Split Open and Melt. I think maybe not its debut in Mexico, but not a whole lot of Split Open and Melts down there south of the border. I don't know if they can handle that, man. The staffers there might be a bit too much for them. Santos, staffers love it. All right, guys, so I kind of ripped through that. Boy, I got to tell you, sitting through my own, I had to sit through 8 of them today. Woo-hoo-hoo. I noticed I was playing around with the facial hair. It seemed to be in Mexico. 2020, I was a mess, man. I think my hair, night 2 especially. I don't know what was going on. Looked like I don't know if I had just gotten out of bed or fallen off a cliff or what. But both runs by night 4, all cleaned up, ready to go. Even cleaner than this. Maybe I'll make that a Mexico tradition. Nights 1 and 2, I'll be a mess. Night 3, look a little better. Night 4, all cleaned up like I got somewhere to be. Got an interview in the morning. Yeah, more like court. All right, guys. Boom. I think we're out of here. That covers it. Mexico will be here. And, yeah, I don't know. I think this is the last time I sit through. It took me all day, but this is the last time I sit through 8 of my own videos. You guys owe me like a super thanks or something for that. Not really. Maybe you're like, fuck that. This video sucked. You sat through all 8 of your own videos for nothing. I could have just got on .net and figured all this out, man. Well, yeah, you could have. But instead, you got to listen to me talk to you about it all. Boom. We're out of here. Kind of liking how I look. I'm going to make a good priest. Nah, I was going to make a little boy joke, but I'll leave him alone. A lot of good priests out there. I went to a Catholic school when I was a kid. This guy, Father Haskamp, good man. Never laid a finger on me or any other kid, as far as I know. My brother and sister, no accusations even. Father Haskamp, he was a good man. He was a priest. He loved Jesus. Didn't care about little kids. He's probably getting some pussy on the side. Oh well, nothing wrong with that. Good for him. Boom.